Welcome back to the post-match, post-mortem, Ekstraklasa style on sports tonight after our live game tonight finished. GKS Behatov 0, Pogoń Szczecin 1. Behatov stay rooted to the bottom of the table. It carries on an incredible run this weekend of all the home teams failing to win in a top flight in Poland. Robert Błaszczak and Chris Graham still with me. And Robert, the point being, we almost had a clean sweep of 8 away victories, but for yesterday's result with Korona Kielce just nicking one in the 95th minute with Korona, their top scorer.
And no matter how as dramatic that was, it's still something I miss. It didn't happen, because historically that would be something that didn't have a precedence in the history of Polish football since the Second World War. What
does this mean for punters, Chris Graham? Because I'm trying to make sense of it myself. Are you having a bet? Does it make it better because the bookmakers can't predict that the odds will be better? Or does it make it such a minefield? Because the away sides increasingly, it's across the, maybe not as acute as this weekend, but it is a trend.
Yeah. I think it was just one team last season that had a better away record than home record, but much more this year. But yeah, it's always a good opportunity to back the big sides away from home, because they're always odds against. If you're backing Legia at home or Lech at home, they're generally 1.3, 1.4. When they're away, it's 2.1, 2.2.
Issue with the home fans as well, Robert. It seems to make it a problem. They're not strong supports at home. People kind of boycotting games and strikes and everything. Well, let's look at the Genkow opener for Wisla. And interesting that Svetlana Genkow started for Wisla against Korona Kielce. He's been on the bench in place of or replaced by Bogolski of late.
Well, yes, and he took the chance amazing that was created with a great jump. I mean, probably like a basketball jump in a way.
He's got his gloves on, hasn't he? But we'll allow him that.
The fashion, and it looks, quite interesting to the white sleeves, long sleeves of the shirt.
Tomasz Szkulawy, the manager, good psychology from him, dropping him, the star player from last season.
Perhaps it's a form of motivation for the player, just to encourage him to work harder, just to prove that he was wrong to drop him to the bench. But it was a great header with a great, I would say, pretty much a basketball or maybe volleyball jump to that cross, because not many players, I think, would actually reach it, because he was stretched to get there.
It's nicely worked again, Chris Graham, which makes us wonder about Wisla, because we've seen him flashes some wonderful goals this season, but yet not the consistency, still toiling in the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, and one of the key points for me is they keep losing the leads. But I think they're third in the half-time table this year. Really? That's worrying. 50%, over 50% of their goals this season have come in the first 15 minutes as well. So there's an inherent problem there with them holding on to games and playing out to the 90 minutes, as we saw yesterday.
What have you made of Korona Kielce? They're about the same points total as Wisla, and I think a better team than their results suggest.
I would say that they have much more quality than the initially the league table would suggest, and also once the season evolves, I believe that they will get more points on the board and they will actually progress forward. And the way how they responded to being 9 men down, 2 men down, so they reduced to 9 men.
Had 9 men yesterday.
And just equalized in the 95th minute of the match. This is for them, what an absolute confidence boost.
Does this weekend destroy any ambitions of Wisla Krakow to get up the top of the table? I mean, people are still talking about that, but it seems the gap is just growing, and more importantly, the momentum under their new manager is non-existent.
I have to admit that Wisla had so many chances last night to put that game to bed. They just didn't convert it. They were just so wasteful in front of the goal, and I believe that they deservedly get punished, and they should get punished whenever they just miss so many opportunities.
So Wisla down to 10 men after a 90th minute sending off yesterday. Korona Kielce down to 9 men, and then this happened in the 94th, 95th minute. Their top scorer, Maciej Korona, it had to be him, Robert, breaking through, and you say after the wasted chance of Wisla, what a cool finish.
It was opened up with the fantastic pass from Marcin Żawako, who just came off the bench. So it was a really good sub to introduce a guy who actually, the only Polish player who scored at Stamford Bridge. And then talking about the other Chelsea player, Korona had a trial at Chelsea, by the way, good 7 years ago. He didn't pass it, so he came back to Poland.
He missed so many chances last week as well, didn't he, Korona, against Polonia? So
it's a main hope for them, though, isn't he? I mean, he's 4 goals this season, top scorer, and his left foot does provide I guess a reason for them always to be involved in the game.
I like him. He's a strong physical player. He's always a danger for defences, and for a betting point of view, he's always a value price to score at any time. Usually 4th or 5th favourite.
It's amazing, isn't it? We do get some good value from the bookmakers.